Gladiator 2 is directed by Ridley Scott and it stars Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal, Connie Nielsen, and Joseph Quinn. And in the sequel to the 2000s classic, after witnessing the death of Maximus at the hands of his uncle, Lucius is forced to fight in the Colosseum in Rome, which is run by tyrannical emperors. Now, the reason this review is so late, apologies for that, is because until a couple days ago, I never watched Gladiator. That's right, I never saw Gladiator, but I finally watched it a couple of days ago, and I must say, I loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I wanted to watch that before seeing this film. I saw this film yesterday, so quite early enough, and I'm very happy to say that this is a very worthy sequel to the original. I may be liking this more than others, but I think this is one of the best sequels of the year. I had an absolute blast with this film, and I think any Gladiator fan will be very, very happy with what they see. I really thought that following Lucius was a good direction to take for this film. He does follow the same character arc a little bit as Maximus, but I do think the added element of his mother in there really added some personal stakes to his story. And I really liked his conflict with Pedro Pascal's character. He plays a general who at first you think is really evil, but over time you see that he's very conflicted on who he's fighting for, what he's fighting for, and I just really liked the complexity of his character. And I do think the villains were really strong in this film too. The Emperors aren't as menacing or layered as Commodus in the first film, but I think the movie does a really good job of making you hate them from the start. They just want power, they don't care about others, they kill people for fun, they watch people die, they laugh at it. So automatically you immediately want them to be taken down. But Denzel Washington's character was easily my favourite character in this film. He's a master manipulator. You think that he's on your side, but he's working in the shadows with other people as well. And then he'll probably backstab you by the end. And I just really liked this character. You didn't know what he was going to do. And you understand his motivation, what his goal is. And I think his conclusion was really well done. However, I didn't like some of the story beats. There are a few important deaths in this film, and don't worry, I won't spoil who they are. But they just weren't that impactful. They weren't presented as big or anything serious. They kind of just glossed over. And also, Pedro Pascal's character arc, him and Lucius's conflict, is kind of just washed away after a certain point in time. However, the one thing that I can say this film really improves on the original is the action. I'm going to be honest, the one thing I don't like about the original Gladiator was the action. I think the editing's all over the place. You can't see what's going on. And it's a shame because there are some really good set pieces. And it looks like the choreography is really brutal and well done. But the editing completely ruins it. But in this second film, you can actually see what's going on. Shots flow better. Cuts are there in the right places. And I just liked how brutal and bloody these fights were. And they get really creative with it. And if you think about some of these moments in a historical context, like a Colosseum being filled with water, and there's a ship battle, and there's sharks in there, it's very stupid, but my god is it cool. And technically, this movie is absolutely fantastic. At over 80 years old, Ridley Scott still proves he can just make an absolutely gorgeous looking movie. Rome looks absolutely beautiful. The set designers did an absolutely fantastic job. And the CGI and the look of Rome and how it's built was really well done. And the use of wide shots to show the grand scale of it, absolutely beautiful as well. And the music as well, very epic, very hard-hitting. Honestly, the technical aspects, I have no complaints with this film. And finally, the performances were all really solid. Paul Mescal is not as good as Russell Crowe in the original. To be honest, he did have a pretty high bar to reach. I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was great. Denzel Washington is great. I don't really think I need to say any more, really. It's Denzel Washington, you know he's good. What I really liked is that he was clearly having a good time in this role, and his character's very jolly and uplifting, so you kinda like his villainous character in a way. And Pedro Pascal was fine. He's putting on this very weird accent throughout the film. I can't really describe it, but there's so many times throughout the film where he just drops the accent, and it was just kind of funny to me. And I thought the other actors did a good job as well. And honestly, it just capped off this amazing film. Maybe I'm liking this film too much, but I don't care. I had a blast with Gladiator 2. I thought this was a worthy continuation of the story. It had really strong storytelling, really good characters, fantastic action, brilliant visuals, brilliant performances. This was just a blast from start to finish. These are the kind of movies I want to see in the cinema. If you love the original, I can't see you hating this one. You might not think it's as good, but still, I think you'll like it. Gladiator 2, I could safely say that I was entertained. And it's going to get a 9 out of 10 from me. And guys, that is it for the end of this review. If you have seen Gladiator 2, let me know your thoughts on it. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. And see you later.